Have you ever felt so miserable that you thought about giving up? Have you felt like you can't continue? Today we will do everything possible to ensure that this does not happen again. That we will share 7 enduring lessons about perseverance based on Stoic philosophy, which we are sure will inspire you to keep going even in the most difficult times. The first lesson is, recognize and accept your destiny. In every moment of your life, even in moments of adversity, you must embrace the reality that your existence is unique and wonderful. Often many of us hold tenaciously to our expectations of how situations should play out. We try to control or long to control every variable in our lives. However, the hard truth is that there are numerous aspects that are beyond our control. In practice, this means that we should not tenaciously oppose the challenges or setbacks that life presents us. Instead of resisting them, we must accept them as intrinsic parts of our existential journey. Every challenge, every obstacle is an opportunity for learning and growth. By understanding that we cannot control every aspect of our lives, we free ourselves from the burden of resistance and focus on the only thing we can control, our response to circumstances. This approach allows us to cultivate a resilient and adaptable mindset. Learning to adapt to changing situations and respond constructively to challenges empowers us. Instead of fighting against the unpredictable currents of life, we learn to flow with them. By accepting our destiny and focusing on what we can control, we build a solid foundation to face uncertainties and difficulties with serenity and determination. The second lesson, he urges us to refrain from complaining, following the wise advice of Marcus Aurelius, who stated that everything that happens is either bearable or not. If it is bearable, it encourages us to endure it instead of complaining. This teaching invites us to abandon insistence on the problem and stop blaming external factors or circumstances. From a Stoic perspective, we are advised to shift our focus, shifting our attention to what we can do about it. Instead of focusing on complaining and lamentation, Stoics encourage us to adopt a proactive mindset. They challenge us to reflect on what we can learn from the situation and how we can overcome it. This transformative mindset has the power to dramatically alter our lives, moving us from a passive position of suffering to an active role as problem solvers. The Stoics deeply embraced the value of silent resistance. Instead of expressing constant complaints, they advocated facing adversity with dignity and serenity. This attitude not only strengthens our ability to face challenges, but also positions us as active agents in solving problems. By adopting this lesson, we stop being mere recipients of circumstances and become conscious and committed participants in the process of improving our lives and the world around us. The third lesson invites us to recognize that problems do not mark the end of the world. Although challenges may present themselves overwhelmingly, blocking any glimmer of hope or apparent opportunity, it is essential to understand that even in times when life seems adverse, we are not facing the end of the world. This insight allows us to approach problems with a more balanced perspective. Sometimes obstacles can magnify in such a way that they eclipse any positive vision. However, by internalizing the notion that even on the most difficult days, we are not facing the apocalypse, we can face challenges with greater serenity. This balanced perspective helps us understand that losses and disappointments are simply component parts of the larger and astonishingly complex tapestry that makes up life. By adopting this lesson, we cultivate an emotional resilience that allows us to face vicissitudes with a calmer mentality. Instead of succumbing to despair when we face setbacks, we recognize that these are just transitory chapters in the larger narrative of our existence. By understanding that life, with all its complexities, continues its course even in the midst of difficulties, we empower ourselves to find hope and opportunity beyond momentary challenges. The fourth lesson. It urges us not to remain passive in the face of difficulties and simply accept them. Seneca, with his clairvoyance, warns us about the serious waste of life involved in postponing things, since each day postponed becomes a day that is taken from us, denying the present by promising an uncertain future. The essence of living with perseverance does not lie in adopting a passive attitude. Endurance. Stoicism challenges the common misconception that enduring suffering involves simply waiting out the storm. On the contrary, it urges us to recognize the inner power we possess and to actively confront our sufferings. When we fall into the trap of procrastination and allow our suffering to persist, we are, without realizing it, intensifying our distress and giving in to difficulties instead of adopting a stoic attitude. It is crucial to understand that perseverance is an active action. It is not about remaining immobile in the face of challenges, but about facing them with deliberate, thoughtful, and even forceful responses. By postponing the actions necessary to address our difficulties, we inadvertently enhance our suffering. To be truly stoic, we must advocate actively, working to end our own suffering. Let us remember that perseverance implies a combination of tenacity and problem-solving ability. It is not simply about passively resisting, but about actively facing adversity with determination and an unwavering will to overcome obstacles. The fifth lesson. It encourages us to demand something better for ourselves, being a crucial element in both Stoicism and perseverance. The importance of focusing our needs and expectations in our own hands is highlighted, avoiding subcontracting them to others, as Epictetus pointed out. If we seek to improve, we must be willing to be considered foolish and stupid by others, since true perseverance involves not only enduring difficulties, but also having a clear vision of what we want from life and persisting in it. Demanding better for yourself goes beyond setting higher goals, whether professional or personal. It also means raising our expectations regarding how we want to be treated by others. We must not allow ourselves to be belittled or disrespected. It is essential to assert our limits and treat others with kindness and firmness. Furthermore, demanding the best for oneself is reflected in all facets of life: our attitudes, actions, reactions, health, and decisions. It is essential to recognize that true perseverance involves not settling for mediocrity, but rather striving for excellence in all aspects of our existence. By demanding the best from ourselves, we are actively shaping our reality and contributing to our own growth and well-being. This lesson urges us to be proactive in the pursuit of a full and meaningful life, where our actions and choices reflect a constant commitment to our own betterment. The sixth lesson urges us to end internal torture, a principle aligned with fundamental Stoicism that highlights the power of our perceptions and interpretations. As Epictetus put it simply, we do not suffer from the events of our lives, but from our judgment of them. One of the most prominent ways we torture ourselves is by taking our problems personally, blaming ourselves excessively for things beyond our control, and transforming objective situations into negative narratives about our worth. It is crucial to recognize that the way we talk to ourselves has a significant impact on our mental health. This internal dialogue can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, distorting our perception of abilities and potential, which in turn can lead to lower performance and a higher likelihood of failure. Therefore, the lesson is clear. Stop the internal torture fueled by negative interpretations, self-doubt, and relentless criticism. It is essential to remember our humanity and accept that making mistakes is inherent to our condition. We may fail, but even more crucially, we have the ability to pick ourselves up, learn from our experiences, and move forward. Stopping torturing ourselves with negative thoughts and ruthless self-criticism allows us to cultivate a resilient and constructive mindset. Perseverance lies not only in facing external challenges, but also in overcoming internal obstacles created by our own perception. By adopting this lesson, we free ourselves from self-imposed chains and make way for a path of personal growth and emotional strength. The seventh lesson. It urges us to use our resources wisely, often ignoring the valuable internal tools we possess, such as resilience, critical thinking, and unique experiences. Recognizing, nurturing, and understanding how to apply these internal resources is essential for perseverance in times of adversity.